Welcome. Welcome to the class, everybody. Today we're going to have a real heart opening class. So we're going to be getting in and opening up through the chest, through the arms a lot. As promised, we're going to tune into some healing for you all, and you can do some on yourselves, and I'll be beaming out some love beams as well. Hopefully that light is not too much coming in the window. I will just fix it. I think that's better. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome to the class. So we will just come to a seated position. If you've got a blanket or a bolster, then get yourself in a comfortable position. We're going to be here for a few minutes. We're just going to focus on the breath first. So you can bring your hand to your heart if you wish. We're just going to close down the eyes. We're going to breathe deeply right down into the belly. Breathing out through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth. In through the nostrils. Down into the belly, then out into the chest cavity. Exhalation. We'll do 2 more rounds of breath. Feeling the nervous system to start to settle. Bringing the focus inwards. We're just going to bring the hands together and we're just going to rub them together and just build up a little bit of heat. I just want to show you a little something before we get started. So just building up prana, or building up energy in the body, in the hands, sorry. Just like we do in our body when we're practicing yoga, we're building up that prana, that energy. And when you've built up a bit of heat, then just come to stillness and draw your hands out from each other and just actually feel that energy within your hands. It's quite palpable. You can really feel it. Draw it out, draw it in. And this is the power that you have within you. So I'm just going to turn my hands outwards and I'm just going to beam some healing to you guys. And while I'm doing that, I'd invite you, if you have any tension or anywhere in your body, you can either place your hand on it if you can reach it, if it's a shoulder or your chest or your thigh, but if you can't and it's somewhere in the middle of your back or something, then just bring your focus, put your attention there and just really calming down that sympathetic nervous system so you're calm, open to receiving. And while I do this, we're just going to carry on with that breath work, breathing in, exhale, breathing out. On your inhalation, I invite you just to imagine that your pelvic bowl, you've got your pelvis down here, just lift it. Just squeeze that perineum, that little point between the front of your body and the back of your body. There's a little stretch in the middle just before the anus. You squeeze that in and up, and that just helps lift the the gaze nice and soft. We're going to bring the hands back to the heart center. We're going to place the palms together and really draw them in towards each other. So we're lifting the elbows up and out, making sure we keep the shoulders down, really working into the arms. And then we're just going to keep that pressure on the palms as we draw the elbows in towards ourselves and draw the hands up to the third eye and then up over to the crown. Drawing those elbows in as close as you can. Exhaling, howdy. Drawing them back down towards the chest. Hello, my friend. Drawing those elbows in as we draw in the breath. Drawing the hands up very slowly. So we're working into the back and the arms and the chest. Exhaling as we come down, keeping those palms pushed really together. We're going to come back up again. This time, we're going to hold it here for a second, take a couple of breaths. We're just going to draw the hands outwards into our goddess arms, out nice and wide. So our shoulders are parallel to the body. We're going to draw the hands up, together, and back down really slowly. Exhaling as we bring them back down, keeping them in line so we're parallel to the floor. We don't want to bring them down too far. We want to have our elbows in line with our shoulders. Palms open, still receiving, opening up through the heart chakra. Breathing in on the way up. Exhaling on the way down. Arms are really active. Exhaling on the way down. Last one in. We're just going to bring the hands down. We're going to take the left hand to the right knee, take the right hand behind us. Once again, opening up through the chest as we come around to the side. Can be looking straight out from the body, or if it's in your practice, you can just put that head around to be looking behind you. Breathing into the belly, sitting up nice and tall. Coming back to the center. We're going to come round to the other side. So right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind us. Coming back to the centre, we're going to plant the right hand this time. We're going to take the left hand and we're just going to come up over the body, over the head, opening up. So we don't want to come forward, we want to come back. So our arm is coming directly over our head and we're nice and open once again through the chest. This class is all about heart opening today. You can bend that elbow on the right hand that's on the floor. A beautiful stretch down the left side of the body. Just having the head nice in a neutral position. You don't want it down too low. Don't crank it around. Be really gentle with yourself. And we're going to come back to center. We're going to sweep the hand down and come to the other side as we exhale. Remembering to keep that elbow nice and high so it's pointing up to the ceiling. And coming back to a neutral position. We're going to come off our block or our bolster or our blanket, our cushion. Just move it to the side. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to draw our hands up. We're going to draw them up overhead, and we're going to draw them down towards the body again, doing that goddess pose. This time up a little bit higher, coming up. Exhale as we bring them down. We're going to come back, forward fold into our words have escaped me, into our tabletop position. That is the one. Sorry, sometimes I get a blank spot. We're going to take the left knee and we're going to bring it through the hands, coming into a low lunge, and we're just going to rock backwards and forwards just a little bit. Get into that hip flexor in the front of the right leg. And then we're going to come back to a neutral position. So our knee is over our ankle on that front leg. We're going to draw the hands behind us. We're going to lift the torso, really pulling those thighs in towards each other to gain our balance. And we're going to draw those hands down again, back into our goddess pose. Coming back up. We're going to rain the hands down. We're going to plant the right hand, and we're going to sweep the left hand up and open through the chest, looking up towards the fingers. Keeping that knee, that left knee, tucked in nice and tight. It can have a tendency to want to sneak out. We want to keep our alignment really good. We're going to rain that hand back down. We're going to just rock the hip back, straightening out that front leg. Walk the hands back, getting a beautiful stretch back into the hamstring. Lifting the head so it's in a neutral position, but you're looking out from the body. Try not to be looking down. And rocking forward. We're going to bring this left knee back into our tabletop position. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards in the tabletop for a couple of minutes. A couple of times, sorry, not a couple of minutes. That's a bit long. Just moving the weight over the shoulders into the hands. And then we're going to come right back into our child's pose. So opening the knees nice and wide, letting the head come to the mat, having the hands out overhead today. Breathing into the belly. Feeling a beautiful opening through the back body. Drawing our hands towards us and rolling up. We're going to come back into that tabletop position. We're going to draw that right knee this time. No, sorry, we did the right knee last time. Left knee in front. No, I was right the first time. Do your opposite leg, guys. Sorry. Oh my gosh, my brain's gone. So stretching out through that hip flexor, just rocking forwards a little bit back. And coming to stillness. So we've got our knee over our ankle on that front right foot. We're going to take the hands behind us and draw ourselves up nice and tall, sucking in that abdomen, hands overhead. Sucking those thighs in together for that stability, grounding down through the feet, and we're going to draw the hands down back into our goddess pose. Heart opening, drawing them back up and then raining them down. We're going to plant the left hand this time and sweep the right hand up, opening up through the other side. Remembering that knee, keeping them close. Bringing the hand back to the mat. We're going to rock the hips back. So we're straightening out through that front leg. Don't overextend it. Keep the knees soft. But just walking the fingers back towards the body so that you're getting a lovely stretch. If it feels better for you, you can tip your feet up so your toes are pointing up. That can get really into the, right up into your glute. Or you can have it pointed at the floor, whatever feels good for you. to rock the hips back. We're going to take that front foot back into our behind, and we're going to drop back into our child's pose. This time we're going to bring our hands on our thighs so they're behind us. Take a breath here. This is a beautiful pose. If you're ever feeling stressed, come into child's pose. It's so calming. And rolling up. We're going to come back into our tabletop position, sucking in through that abdomen, keeping up nice and straight so the spine's not dipping. We're up here. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to push up into our first downward dog. Walking the dog. Feet are hip width apart. Can bend the knees and really push up and back. Really helps you get into that extension. You should be evenly distributing your weight between your hands and through your whole body. So you're not dumping your weight into your hands and your shoulders. You've actually got your weight evenly distributed. Just play around with it. You do improve it over time. And we're going to rock forward into a high plank. If this is too much for you, come down onto your knees into a low plank. So wherever you are, we're just going to hold here for a second, couple of breaths, working into those abs. And we couldn't do a heart opening practice without doing some good old bhujangasanas, some cobra poses. So we're going to keep those elbows in nice and tightly to the body as we bring ourselves down to the mat, plant those feet, have those hands wide. Peel the chest. We're going to have the hands are really wide today. Exhaling on the way down. And we're going to peel ourselves up again as we inhale. Exhaling as we come down. We'll do one more. Really protecting that back. Engaging those legs, those glutes, bringing ourselves down to the mat, bringing the hands in close beside the body as we push up into our plank position. So you can be down here low, or you can be up in your high plank. And then we're just going to tip the hips back into our down dog. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow here. So down dog, plank, cobra. Coming down, hands in close, pushing up to plank. So you can be up here if you want to, and pushing back to down dog. So you can do it in your own time, whatever feels good for you. Remembering to focus on your breath. Hands are wide in your cobra, opening up through the chest. When you come to cobra, we're going to push our way back up to our tabletop. We're going to come back to our child's pose again. This is about giving us love. And rolling our way up. And we'll come up to one more downward dog. So from tabletop back up into down dog. And we're going to walk the feet to the hands. We're going to hang out and forward fold for a moment. Just feeling through that back body. Letting the head just hang out. And hold on to the elbows if it feels good. You can sort of move around a little bit. You get that extension in the back body. And then we're just going to roll vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to come up to standing. drawing the hands up and then drawing them overhead. Palms together, drawing them down to the heart center. Just feeling the stillness in your body for a moment. We've really built up some prana, some energy, and that little flow. So noticing the difference, noticing the stillness, coming back to stillness. Bending the knees just a little bit, arms wide. We're going to bring them up overhead, scooping up that energy, drawing your hands in together and drawing it back down to the heart center. We're going to do that one more time. In and down. And we're going to walk the feet out from the body, so just heel toe. So our knees are nice and wide, they're facing out over the toes. We're going to go into our goddess pose, so we're just going to bring our hands up into cactus arms, or goddess as we call it, and we're just going to dip down, drawing the knees out over the toes. So we don't want to be leaning forward, we want to be keeping the spine nice and straight and coming down. So we're working into those quads. If you need to come out of the pose, then that's totally fine. This is your practice. Just listen off a little bit and then come back down into it. See if you can go a little bit deeper. See if you can find your edge where you can just be there and you don't know if you can hold it, but just go a little bit further than you thought you could. And remembering to breathe all the time into that belly. Coming up, drawing the hands overhead together. I'm going to draw them back down into our cactus pose, drawing the knees down. And coming up, we're going to draw those hands together, bring the palms back down to the heart center. We're going to walk the feet back towards each other. And we're just going to we'll lift the heels up. Lift the heels up, give them a little. We're going to take our right hand to our right leg, grab the ankle, use the left hand just up in front of you, and we're going to draw that right knee foot in towards the butt. Come this way. And you can come forward a little bit. Just really get into that quad and still opening up through the heart center. Finding your balance. If you lose your balance, just come out of it again. You're really grounded in that left foot. Imagining all four corners to the ground. We're going to come back up to standing, draw that hand down, let the foot go. We'll just bring the heels up off the mat a couple of times. Going to get into that other leg. So we'll take the right, put the right hand up, and we're going to grab the left ankle, draw it in towards the quad, and then just tipping forward. Come this way. And drawing your knee back towards the back of the room. Really grounding down into that right foot. And coming back up to standing, dropping that foot, drawing that hand down. We're going to come down into our yogi pose. So we'll come up onto our toes a couple of times. Walk the feet out, walk the heels out. If you can, try and keep your body nice and straight. Find where it feels comfortable for your feet. Your toes will be pointing out in a 45-degree angle, bringing your hands, palms to the chest, to the heart center. We're going to let those knees go out again, and we're going to draw ourselves down to the mat. And if you can keep your feet flat on the ground, that's great. If you have to come up onto your toes, that's great too. If you can keep that spine nice and straight, using those elbows to push out of the knees, palms pushing together. And we're just going to roll ourselves back onto the butt and come back into a seated position. And we're just going to finish off with that first stretch that we did. See if you can notice a difference in your body. So we're going to take the left hand to the right knee and coming around, looking over the back body, seeing if it feels, noticing your body, does it feel any different? Coming back to the front, we're going to sweep round to the other side, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind us, looking back over that shoulder. For me, it feels a lot better than it did when we began. And sweeping our hands back round to the front. And we will get ready for Shavasana. And once again, I will be beaming out some healing while you are in Shavasana. So just rolling down onto the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the knees, the feet just come out from the body, hands out from the body, and just really feeling in to relax mode. So taking a deep breath into the belly, and just noticing in your body if that little point where we started off, where we put some healing in there, if it feels any different from the healing you gave yourself, from the love beams I sent you as well, and from the movement and the practice that you've done today. So check in with that. And then if you just start to focus on the left side of your body, focusing on the right side of the body, focusing on the top half of the body, taking your focus to the lower half of your body, bringing your focus to your heart center, to your heart chakra, imagining it as that beautiful lotus flower again, open to receiving. Thinking of that experience, or maybe a different one, or that person that brings you great joy and gratitude. Just bring that memory to mind as your flower is open and your heart fills with joy, and you receive the healing. If you feel that you want to, you may want to take a hand and place your hands and place them on your heart. And give yourself the healing energy of your own hands as well. We all have the gift to heal ourselves. We just have to tune into it. Oh, I can feel your energy, guys. It's like a rainbow of colours. Breathing it in. you want to stay here, you can stay here and just keep soaking in the energy, soaking in the healing that is coming your way. If this has brought up anything for you, any feelings, emotions, then just release them, let them go. It's great to release. We should not be holding on to things. Let them go, then they're gone. So sit here as long as you feel you need to, long as you want to. Otherwise, if you are ready to come out of Shavasana, you can just start to wiggle the hands, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Start to come back into the room. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, you can just roll onto a side of your choice and draw the knees up towards the chest slightly. Bring the palms to the side of the face. Just like when you're waking up from a beautiful sleep. And when you're ready, you come to a seated position. Otherwise, just stay there and enjoy the beautiful, relaxed state that you're in. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend or a wonderful day, wherever you are in the world and whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much for joining me. Lovely to see you guys that joined me live. Thank you so much. I will be uploading this to the group and it will also be available on Blue House Yoga. Become a subscriber. I would love your support in my channel. Much love. Namaste.